Yes. I don't know if you know. Oh no. I don't know what to talk about today. I'm stupid. Or am I? Where are my bags? Oh no. Golly gee whiz. Proving God true. Okay, we're going to try and snap this bogey today. We're going to try and make this happen. I'm going to try and demonstrate that God is not an illusion. God is a reality. There's no such thing as atheism. And we are blessed to exist in this construct of reality that we call experience. That we know is hugely based on quite a big planet, relatively, in a quasi-seemingly infinite space-time universe. Some believe it could be a multiverse, but what I think they mean by that is they're looking at reality from a simple lens of their own vicarious experience, where thinking causally on the dramatic power of their actions, and then thinking objectively, empathically, through the eyes of others due to those actions, then that mindset creates a confusion and a non-clarity, a farrago of emotions and visions and feelings and senses. And then this exacerbates the notion of the multiverse, given the plentiful a number of options that each person experiences as a vicarious experience of existence. And this is why the multiverse theory is quite popular, I believe. Because as soon as you're intellectually capable of taking into account objective truth via proxy, and the impact of your decision making upon reality, then you're creating mathematical outcomes and numbers and fates all around you every day. Just standing here amongst this crap. I am defined under the universe. I am one with all the totality of truth. Did you know, if you AI, what is the midpoint of scale between the very smallest and the very biggest? I've already talked to you about this, but the point is that the mid-range point is about a hair or a grain of rice. Now consider a heart. That's quite big compared to a grain of rice. So our hearts, which are smaller than our brains, are basically bigger than the mid-range point of size of all things. Do you get how big that is? We look out into the infinite sky, and it's a plethora of stars, but it's a scaling system like in Photoshop. There, when you blow up a big photo, depending on the resolution of the camera, the quality gets worse. Likewise, if you go into it, the pixelization gets worse. But if you've got it on perfect clarity of the vision you want, which is reality, or at least what you're going for, or the look of what you're going for in reality, that's where you get best clarity usually. That's why you want to use, as a photographer or a filmmaker, the best visuals always of the most rendered quality. And that's why filmmakers pay a lot of money for high quality cameras. Because resolution, quality of therein, does exacerbate verisimilitude. Having said this, I did sound quite clever and all that, didn't I? I sounded like I knew what I was talking about for a bit. Well, I did. All of that was true. All that is real. I know I use some words that some people may struggle with. But long words are really just used for efficiency, a declaration of terms, a symbolic totem of abstract reasoning into a thing, or an action, or an event, or a realization, or a knowledge, or any of these things. Words are extraordinarily cool, like I am. It's getting quite hot underneath this lamp, so now I shall not look like Grandpa with a cardigan, although I would be proud to be Grandpa with a cardigan. Instead, I'm going to look like this. This is my usual everyday attire. I hope it doesn't offend you. I hope I don't think I look like a wombat dressed as a hoolie. And thus I shall shut up. I know not now what I go on about, but everything hither said thus is veritas, and you should know that according to the principles of all that I know, everything doth make sense. Just depends how long you deal with the problem. You see, whenever you have a problem, that was almost the perfect circle coach of Earth, except for a minor wobble there, which could account for the wobble in the universe around, of the Earth around the star. Never mind, we won't go down that rabbit hole. What were we talking about? I was about to talk about something quite interesting. Okay, I'm going to admit it now. I've forgotten what I was just talking about, but I have to declare the reason I have high-speed amnesia is because I have a very fast brain, and it doesn't like to linger on the poppycock, the piffle, the periphery of pants. I am one of the most highly intelligent beings that has ever lived in this world. I only say that because I've met the neighbours. What do I do about the neighbours? They never knock on my door asking me how I am. I think they think I'm a bit of a weirdo. And that's probably maybe because I don't talk to them much and can be seen dancing in the street like a twat sometimes. I say a twat. I think everyone should dance in the street. Why not? We've got all this dance room area. You can get speakers which are portable now. You can play little tunes. You're ambling along society and suburbia. It's fucking great. I don't have a problem with that. You know, I'm not stuffing ghetto blasters into people's faces or causing riots. I am perambulating with a harmonious little melody, chirping about the tom-toms. However, this is not all the be-all and end-all of existence. You must come to once again try to struggle with the evidence on display of what we now know about actuality and reality under a divine sky, of truth and God, and witness to the higher beings. The higher beings really were a wake-up call, and yet the amount of people who castigate me online, say I'm talking shit, or I'm full of shit, or I'm deluded, my God, they're so ignorant. They are first wave, submortal, ignorante. They don't even know what their minds are capable of, what they're for potentially. They don't know what life is. They take up this suffering gland and put up with so much rubbish that they don't have to. Never believing, never daring to seek the supernatural reality by stepping out their front door and going on a cosmic quest into the heart of God itself, which is love. There are haters building on intellectual atheist empires which derive nothing but the pursuit of Satanism and the destruction of God by which to conduct their vile ideologies. These people often have weapons. And this is that said that the conspiracy runs deep. You've got to know the heart of Jesus Christ to see the conspiracy in the world that's out there. And when you're the victim of a slander or a character assassination campaign, like I have been a couple of times, I think it's just because I'm too cool and amazing. They hate me. I was born this way. Well, then you're really up against it, and you've got to have the faith in God, and you know the truth, right? So if you're being falsely accused of something, which happened to me, really bad, one of the worst things ever, and I fucking never ever did such a thing, right? And well, you know the truth, so you hold on to these truths and you fight for the truth. And some will believe the truth and others will not. And there is the schism that you have created by being an incarnation of genius. So cool, so amazing, so unbelievably brilliant in your knowledge of matters and the divine, that mere scummy mortals of wretched, vile bullduggery and ignorance can't stand the very flash pants of light you stride upon society within. And thus they seek to destroy you out of nothing but the deadly sin of envy. And when you look at some of the human fattos that have tried to kill me outside the school gates, then you know there are some families out there whose mothers aren't exactly Cinderella. But then, thinking, would Cinderella make a good mother? Well, actually she might. She was from poor stock, but she was very beautiful. And if she had a caring, empathic tendency and a temperament for raising children, she might be a good mother. But a prince long term with working class, just because she's fit and her foot's fit as a slipper, they've got cocaine problems, a lot of them. And I don't think cocaine is a very good way to raise a kid. That's just personal, of course. Everyone has their lifestyle options, and some have chosen the Dark Lord Satan by which to manifest cruel, dark powers of evil. But that's their decision, I suppose, and if they read their Bible, they know their fates. 'Tis a silly thing. But I, as a smoker, I'm no saint, am I? I love a fag. Oh, it just puts me in that little place of peace. I can just ruminate or pontificate or meditate, or all three at once, on the day, and really galvanize the spirit of my existence into the now, into the compressed now, projecting forward from the very focal point of this, which is a direct result of what has gone before. And I am still painless, mostly. I certainly am. I'm quite painless. I mean, there's something up there that's, a little on the edge. But generally, for 50 years old and a heavy drinker and smoker, I can't complain. And I'm really thankful that one of my prayers was answered by God, indicating that God works behind a kind of ether shield of knowledge, an omniscient, sentient uber spirit that somehow can hear us all at the same time by having multiple sense systems on the exterior of our physiology, it would seem. We're not in Kansas anymore. We're in New Star's kitchen, and this is where it gets really exciting. Because one epiphany is evidence of God. 7 epiphanies is more epiphanies, it seems, than Muhammad. And even if you include Muhammad to be relevant in religion, which some people don't, especially in Christianity. And as a Christian, I understand that. But I quite like Muslims. I've only met a few, and I've met quite a lot. They're always at curry houses and takeaways, aren't they? And that's because they do a good job. You have to admit, these curry houses and takeaways around the land, they greet you very lovingly. They make you a beautiful dish. I love a chicken tikka masala, and or a kebab. Sometimes a good kebab is good. I don't like all the veg, but I like the meat with that good sauce, because the sauces are very variable, and you can either get a really good one or a really shit one. Thankfully, in our local, they do an excellent kebab sauce, and they're bally good people as well. So I don't have any animosity or desire to shoot those people in a deranged, orchestrated conflict by political forces operating in this Western world. They are the loveliest people I can think of in this town to some degree, and I have no degree of enmity, animosity, hatred, disgust, or villainy towards those souls who work diligently and hard daily for the betterment of the community. The chavs on crack stealing things and beating people up on the other hand, I feel otherwise about. So let that be a lesson to you all. Let that be a lesson to you all. The good is seen evidently, innately, by natural, normal, decent people. The evil thinks it is justified to behave evil due to a colossal delusion that is impacted by consensus of tribal evil. This is called gerrymandering the people. Gerrymandering the people. Gerrymandering the ideologies. And a wise man is wise to this, wakes up to it, realizes it for the nonsense that it is, and lives alone according to his own regard. Do I have a phone call? I do. Huey! How are you doing?
I'm okay, thank you. How are you?
You've caught me filming.
Oh, it's very early. I'm just about to do some filming too.
What time is it?
About 8:30.
Yeah, it's quite early. I've been talking loudly.
What are you filming for?
Oh, philosophy, religion, truth.
All the good stuff.
All the meaty subjects that I like to really grapple with intellectually, by which to derive the marrow of existence.
I don't think I'm used to talking to
Sorry?
I don't think I'm used to talking to this stuff.
You mean you don't think you're used to talking to me sober?
Are you sober?
Oh God, yes. I've had a smoke, but this is one of the reasons I'm making this film, is so I don't have to have a beer so early.
It's very wise.
I know. I am very wise.
So I'm driving so that I'm calling in answer to your question. I spoke to him yesterday. He didn't mention it, and he sounded very stressed. He's got a lot more to do for this show. But he is coming round tomorrow to pick up some stock.
Oh right, so
So I mentioned it to him and have more of a conversation with him yesterday.
alright, please do, buddy.
But he's probably not had a chance to watch it. Run the event. I should think, or he might watch the first section about that's being gay. And let's see.
Just find out tomorrow. We can't hypothesize at this point until we have valid fact. I'll see you later, buddy.
Okay, do you have filming?
Alright, see ya. The modern world. As I say, the gerrymandering of ideologies has taken place right there in that conversation. You can't even say gay as a slur in case it offends the sodomites. This world is punctuated by the articulated methodologies of wickedry by which to infuse ourselves into acquiescing to whatever it is they demand as truth. And yet they are not enlightened by God upon us on high, and within and all around. And that's all there is to it.